Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be really embarrassing. I thought it would be a fantastic idea to expose myself. I'm about to share with you my entire Pat McGrath collection. I'm not talking just eyeshadow palettes, I'm talking every single thing I could gather that I own that is Pat McGrath. And to make things even more fun and embarrassing, I decided to add up the price of all of these items and tell you roughly how much I have spent on Pat McGrath products. Now keep in mind, I am not on Pat McGrath's PR list. I was gonna say I've never received any Pat McGrath PR. I did once receive Pat McGrath PR, but it was because they asked me to take a post down. And then they sent me the collection that I had posted about, kind of as an apology type thing. But it arrived much later and I needed to review it anyway. So I ended up purchasing the collection and I gave away the gift. So I can technically say I've never received Pat McGrath PR, or nothing in my collection has been PR because I gave away what I was sent. Anyways, none of this is PR. I spent my money on every single one of these items. The thing you do have to take into account is I have been making content on all of this makeup for years now. So even though this is completely excessive, I kind of have a justification for which I purchased all of these products. Remember, this is my job and I have made money back on video views or the kickback I get when you guys use my links to purchase these products. So it's not completely insane that I've spent what I've spent on these products. And I'm saying all of these because I haven't even made the full calculations yet, but I just calculated how much I spent on everything that isn't eyeshadow palettes. Now if you watch my channel often, you know that majority of what I have from Pat McGrath is going to be eyeshadow palettes. So I just added up what I've spent on the non-eyeshadow palette part of my collection, and I'm a little freaked out about it. So I can't even imagine when I get to the eyeshadow palettes. Anyways, if you're excited for this video, I don't know what prompted me to do it, but I want to show you my entire Pat McGrath collection. I'm going to tell you what I think about some of the products, and I'm going to just expose myself and add up at the end how much I've spent on Pat McGrath Beauty. And I know it's going to be a lot. One more thing, I'm not counting products that I have given away that I've purchased or fully used up that I have purchased because they're not part of my collection right now. But like for instance, I have had several Pat McGrath mascaras and I currently only have 2, so I'm only adding the 2 that I have. I've gone through like 4 foundation bottles, but I currently only have 1, so I'm only counting the 1, etc. So let's begin. I have 2 Pat McGrath mascaras currently in my collection. One of them was a holiday limited edition green one, and then of course the black mascara, and both of these are her Dark Star mascara, which is my favorite one from the brand because it has the hourglass wand and it gives me tons of length and volume. I do have a full face of Pat McGrath on today, by the way, so I have 2 Pat McGrath mascaras in my collection at the moment, and I gotta say they transfer sometimes a little bit, but I do love that mascara. I have this right here, which is her Intensifies Longwear primer. It has a little doe foot applicator right here, and it's a primer for eyeshadow. I hate it. It's too strong, too sticky, and in my opinion it makes your eyeshadow not blend properly on your eyelids because it doesn't fully dry down, it stays sticky. So it's great if you want to use it kind of as a glitter glue, but if you want to use it to blend your mattes, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle, so I don't like this. I also have the Intensifies Artistry wand. I've had 2 of these. I only have 1 at the moment, and this is an eyeshadow primer that I do like better from the brand. It's still not a favorite of mine, but this one I can absolutely use and see the advantages of. The other one I literally hate. For eyeliner, I have this Kohl one right here, which I absolutely love. This one was part of a Bridgerton collection, but she's also released it on its own. I love it. It's very, very dark, very intense, great for waterline lining. I wish she came out with more of these in different colors. That would be excellent. I have one of her liquid eyeshadows. I have had different colors of these that I have given away, but I don't like this. I just kept one just to have it. This is the Fetish Eyes Longwear liquid eyeshadow in the shade Twilight Platinum. Not a fan of this formula because it's not really that special, so I've given away several, but I'm only counting the one I have. And then this right here is from a Star Wars collection, the Chroma Luxe Artistry Pigment in Rouge Rebellion, which is a reddish color Take a look right there. Also not very impressed with those at all. I think I also had like 3 of these and I just kept the one. One of my all-time favorite products from Pat McGrath right here. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I use mine in the shade Light Medium 9. It is what I'm wearing. If I had to keep 3 different foundations from my collection right now, if I had to go in my drawer and grab 3 and those were the only ones I could keep, this would definitely be one of them. In fact, if I had to keep 2, this would probably still be one of them. Except not right now because this bottle is pretty empty, so I would probably keep one that had more product in it. But truly, it's one of my all-time favorite foundations. I can't live without it. It is so thin, so natural looking. It withstands high humidity climates and it looks so natural. It's fantastic for my dry skin and I will forever love it. I've been raving about this foundation for years now and it's still a top foundation for me. This next product, I've had at least 2 prior to the one I have, but again, I'm only counting the one I have. I'm talking about the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I have mine in the shade Light and it's just a translucent under eye setting powder. I love it because it's super thin and it keeps your under eyes looking beautifully matte. So one of those. Things are about to start getting interesting because we're about to start getting into the multiples of. Like for example, I have 9 different ones of her powder blushes. One of my favorite blush formulas by far. I'm wearing it today in one of the very muted shades. Here are Nude Venus and Nude Venus 2. Flirtatious, which is a very nude shade. This is the one I'm wearing today. So Flirtatious and the shade Divine Rose 3. Nymphette and Divine Rose 2. Aphrodite Amore. Venusian Sunrise and Cosmic Coral. Now we could have stopped at those 9, but I have even more blushes from Pat McGrath because I'm insane. So I also have a Bridgerton trio. Keep in mind, I don't even have every single thing from every collection. I just have the things that I liked from the different collections. Anyways, this right here is the Divine Blush and Glow trio. Love at First Blush. And this one I believe is from a holiday collection and it is the Divine Blush plus Glow trio in Galactic Sun. Lastly, for blushes, this very bulky thing that I have very rarely reached for from a Bridgerton collection. It's got 3 blushes and a highlighter. I absolutely love the formulas in here, but it's so massive. I need to depot this at some point. Blushing Delights Blush and Highlighter Quad. I'm done with the blushes now and I do also have bronzers from Pat McGrath. Now bronzers, I know my skin color, so I only got 2 thankfully, and those are this right here, which I have not used half as much as the next one I'm going to show you, in Nude Honey, because it's not as cool tone as I wish it to be. And then the one that I am wearing today, which is much more cool tone and more natural looking on me, which is called Naked Desire. See, in this one you can't even see the drawing anymore because I have used it so much for so long. Let's get into highlighters next, and I have an abundance of Pat McGrath highlighters as well. This right here is one of my all-time favorite ones in the shade Divine Rose. Oh my god, love. From different Bridgerton collections, I believe. I don't think these were from the same collection. I have these right here. What prompted me to get this gold ass highlighter, I will never know, but I have it. This is the shade Extreme Gold 002, and this one here, I love the shade of this one. It is the Incandescent Gold 002. It is stunning, so beautiful. I didn't have highlighter on, so I might as well. I also have these 2. This one is Venusian Nude and this one is Lunar Nude right here. And then from the Divine Glow highlighter collections, I have 3. I have these 2. This one is Lunar Allure and this one is Golden Moonlight. And the last powder highlighter is Golden Nectar. I have 2 Pat McGrath cream blushes. This one here is Paradise Peony. And then this one here is Divine Rose. Really love both of these. And then I also have this highlighter duo in Cyber Lotus. I really like this shade right there. So stunning. Let's get into the lip products next. I honestly thought I had even more than I do. I might have given some away, but one thing Pat McGrath does incredibly right is her lip gloss formula. This is my favorite lip gloss formula in my entire collection. They stay on, they're beautiful, they have the perfect amount of pigmentation, they're glossy and juicy and long lasting and honestly perfection. So I have 6 of her glosses. You can take a look right here. Nude Venus, which is what I'm wearing, sounds Sunset Rose, one of my absolute favorites from her line. Love Potion, Prima Donna, which is the best pink gloss ever, Aphrodisiac, and Flesh Fantasy. These glosses are 15 out of 10. They're fantastic. I could only find 3 lip liners in my collection at the moment from Pat McGrath. This one here is called Subculture, which is my favorite darkish nude lip liner. Done Undone is a fantastic lip liner that has just a beautiful hint of pink. Done Undone with the Prima Donna lip gloss, my favorite combo. And then the Nude Venus lip liner, which is what I'm wearing today with the Nude Venus lip gloss. I have 5 of the very fancy lipsticks that she sells. The packaging of these is incredible. They are weighted and luxe and feel fantastic. All of these, I believe, are matte lipsticks as well. These are Nude Venus and Elson 2, Peep Show, and Obsessed. When it comes to a really good matte creamy red lipstick formula, Lisa Eldridge and Pat McGrath is 100% where it's at for me. And then the last one is Forbidden Love, which is a fantastic red. I also have this balmy one she sells, and this one is called Suxy? That one's more of a balmy lipstick. And then from her Satin Allure lipsticks, which are a bit more affordable, these right here with this packaging, which I absolutely love this formula, by the way. I have the shades Nude Romantique and Veiled Rose, as well as Negligee and Venusian Peach. I love these formulas. These are fantastic. Lastly, from her balmy lipsticks, I have 3 right here. It seems I have Nude Venus in every single formula. I have a Nude Venus lip liner, a Nude Venus gloss, a Nude Venus matte lipstick, and a Nude Venus balmy lipstick. Can you tell I like it? So I have Divine Rose 2, Nude Venus, and Boudoir Rose. Also, I currently have in my collection 2 of her concealers. I have 2 different shades, L5 and L6. L6, I believe, is the one I usually reach for. I used to love her concealer. In fact, so much so that I had an L6 one that I fully used up. And so I replaced it by purchasing these 2. But I swear the formula changed from her initial concealer launch to when I bought the replacement, because it was never the same after I repurchased it. That original one I had was chef's kiss, and these right here I just find a little bit too drying. Everything I just mentioned is what I already accounted for in my pricing calculations, and it's a lot of money already, but we haven't even touched the eyeshadow palettes, which is my favorite thing from the Pat McGrath brand. So I'm going to put all of this away, and I'm going to bring out my eyeshadow palettes and show you everything. I don't even want to look at how much I've spent on the eyeshadow palettes. Oh my god. I just put away everything I just showed you, and I brought out majority of my eyeshadow palettes. I also did the math on my entire Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette collection. Roughly, some of these things I might have gotten 10 or 15% off. A few I know I got a good discount on, but I'm doing an estimate here. I don't have exact numbers of how much I spent, so take my numbers with a bit of a grain of salt, if you will. I'm going to start by showing you, I guess, the smaller Pat McGrath palettes, and then we'll move on to like the larger ones. Something I absolutely love that Pat McGrath has done, and I wish she did more of these, is the Pat McGrath mini palettes. These palettes are incredible, and she's only ever released 2 of them for some reason. I really wish that she did more of these. These are incredible. In fact, the mattes on my eyeshadow look today are from this little palette right here. So these right here are my 2 mini palettes from Pat McGrath. I got Midnight Voyage and Sublime Smoke. I believe these are discontinued now because I couldn't find them anywhere, but these were like $25 to $28 each, and I absolutely love them, especially because they have the original Pat McGrath formula in here from the Mothership palettes. These are incredible. I love playing with these. They are super travel friendly. The packaging is fantastic, and they are very affordable, so 10 out of 10 recommend. Another mini eyeshadow palette release, one that I don't really like that much, is this right here. This is an eyeshadow duo from the last holiday collection, the eyeshadow duo in Celestial Jade. I believe these were $15 right here, and I like these okay, but I really don't reach for it that often. Then I have 10 of her holiday quints, with me right here. We'll go through all of them, and these I think started at $32 and then they went up in price. I believe now they're around $36. So we have these three right here from the Star Wars collection: Sith Seduction, the golden one, and Divine Droid, which from this collection is my favorite. I have the four from the Brilliance collection: Sunset Romance, Bordeaux Bliss, Bronze Ecstasy, which I absolutely love, and Lunar Nightshade, which I also really love. These two right here from the Celestial Nirvana collection, Bronze Bliss being my favorite of the two, and the other one's Nude Allure. And then lastly from the Luminous Legends collection, this color story is called Starfall Seduction. So those are my 10 different eyeshadow quints. I was going to do the quads next, but the quads are my fave, so I'm going to do the 6-pan palettes next. The 6-pan palettes are a bit less luxurious than the quads. The quads are lovely anyways. These were $65 each. The first one I ever bought was this one here, which is Rose Decadence, and I remember really liking it. These three right here are from the Love collection: Iconic Infatuation, Velvet Liaison, and Sublime Seduction. And then of course the two Bridgerton 6-pan palettes: Diamond Off the First Water and Belle Off the Ball. I can't pull up my quads because I still have pretty much all of them with their box because I love their boxes. I have palette box, and I have 13 Pat McGrath quads, and the ones that I have skipped on is because it's repeated shades. And I gotta say, the Pat McGrath quads, in particular the older Pat McGrath quads, are some of my favorite eyeshadows from the brand. Most of the quads have this very beautiful packaging with the hard plastic, very similar to a Mothership palette, and then there are a few that unfortunately have worse packaging. I guess I'll show you the boxes and then bring up the palettes. So these right here are from the Celestial Divinity collection. Here's the palette I was showing you, and this one is called Risque Rose. I love that shade right there, and this brown, so good. This one here is fantastic for springtime. It is called Flor Fantasia. I love this purple shade, and this is a perfect transition color. And the third one is Interstellar Icon right here, which is beautiful. That blue is everything, and I also really like this burgundy. Then I have the three from the Blitz Astral collection, and these were very special. These have a ton of Blitz Astral shades, and they were the first quads from Pat McGrath ever. Ritualistic Rose right here might just be my favorite out of the three. This palette is incredible. I love this iridescent pink right here. Iconic Illumination is such a good quad. This one is fantastic. I really love it. By the way, I literally have videos with every single product I am putting in today's video together. Like every single palette I've made videos with, I've made looks with. Every single product I am mentioning today has a video where I'm trying it for the first time here on my channel. Third and last palette from that beautiful collection, this colorful thing right here, which I absolutely love, and this one is called Nocturnal Nirvana. It's such a fun palette. If you want to watch any of my videos on any of these collections, I have a Pat McGrath playlist here on my channel. I'm going to link it up there on the eye. All of my Pat McGrath videos should be on there. Looks like I have two palettes from the Celestial Odyssey collection. Bronze Borealis. With this collection, they started making the pans smaller. Boo. And this one's called Deep Space Divinity. I lost the box for this quad right here, but this one is called Passion Fleur. And then these two right here are not a collection. They came out at separate times, but these might be some of my absolute most favorite Pat McGrath quads ever. I like these even more than the Blitz collection, okay? That's how much I love them. Voyeuristic Vixen, and this is the shimmer I've been wearing all throughout this video. I am still obsessed with it. In the video where I'm first trying this eyeshadow quad, I was a bit hormonal and I might have shed a tear for how good this shimmer is. But years later, I'm still as obsessed with it as I was that first day. This quad is incredible. And this one is not far behind. This one's called Venusian Sunrise. This gold shade down here, to die for. It's so good. Love this one as well. Here's the box for the next one, and this one's called Eternal Eden, and it's a very pink quad. Take a look right there. Honestly, it's too pink, so I like it, but it's not my favorite color story. And then lastly, this right here, which doesn't have the beautiful packaging anymore. It has cardboard packaging and the shittiest formula Pat McGrath has ever done, okay? I hate it. So this right here is Opalescent Orchid and it should be in the trash. Next, we're moving on to big holiday palettes, and I have 6 total. The first ones that came out were the best, so I'm going to show you those first. I don't have the specific order, I just know that what I was about to show you is probably the worst, so I'm gonna leave it for last. Take a look right here at this beauty. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. Absolutely stunning color story, beautiful packaging, fantastic formulas. Love it. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana palette, which has a very fun color story as well. Beautiful formulas. Love how colorful this one is. An excellent palette to have. I love it. Ooh, this one might have been the first one that came out. This one here is the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity. Obsessed with this one. So good. Such a good color story. These shades are everything. I wish you'd have more mattes. I will say that. This next one is the newest one, and I really love this one as well. This one is the Luminous Legends eyeshadow palette, and I love it. I love the mattes. I love the shimmers. The formulas are excellent. This one has the same types of formulas that you find in the eyeshadow quints I showed you earlier, which is sometimes a little bit messy, a little bit flaky, but excellent in regards to like the pigmentation and blendability. So I love it. I have no complaints. The ones that sucked, the ones that were horrible, were the ones from the previous year, which are these 2 right here. I hated these. These is from the Brilliance collection, and we have Starstruck Splendor, which is this lighter one, which has 9 eyeshadows and 2 blushes for some reason. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the blushes with the eyeshadows and the bulky packaging. I hated this. Anyways, this one is Starstruck Splendor, and then the darker one was this one right here, which is called Jewel Temptation, which eyeshadow wise was a bit more fun in my opinion, but I still hated that we got blushes with palettes. We only have 12 palettes to go, and those are my Mothership palettes. So let me put all of this away and bring those out, and I'll show you them. Back with my Mothership palettes, which I have all in their boxes because I feel like the boxes have a lot of personality. I love the boxes, never getting rid of those. And I'm going to show you these, and then I'll tell you guys the numbers, the math. How much is my Pat McGrath collection, I guess? It's a lot. I already did the math. It's a lot. Let me show you the palettes and then we'll do the breakdown. Here is Mothership number 1, which is one of my all-time favorite Mothership palettes. I love this one with a passion. Here's what the inside of this one looks like. This color right here is one of my favorite special shades from the brand. It is so unique, so shifty, so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And these mattes, 10 out of 10. Okay, I love this palette so much. Here we have Mothership number 2, Sublime. This one also has a gorgeous color story. I love these shades. All of the Blitz Astro shades in this one are fantastic. I love this matte. I love the black. Excellent palette, but not in my top palettes, I don't think. Mothership number 3, Subversive. And this one is absolutely one of my top Pat McGrath palettes. Love this one with a passion. This shade, so good. This one, that one, this one, all 4, so good. We have a black and we have this incredible mid-tone brown right here. I love this one so much. It's so versatile. This right here is Mothership number 4, Decadence, and I gotta say this is one of my least favorite Mothership palettes ever. I'm not a fan of this one at all. I don't really like it. It doesn't have any matte shades, which is my first drawback when it comes to this one, and it also doesn't have any Blitz Astral shades. They're all kind of regular shimmer, dollish looking, if you will. Not my favorite at all. I don't really like this one. I bought it to complete my collection and to do a 5 looks 1 palette with and whatnot, but it's not a palette that I reach for ever. Next, Pat McGrath Mothership number 5. This was the first one I ever bought because the color story is so stunning, and this one is called Bronze Seduction. This is 100% what started my love for Pat McGrath and her eyeshadow formulas. This was my introduction to the brand, the first product I ever bought from her, and I still think is a fantastic palette. These shimmers, are you kidding? They're so good. Ugh, so good. And the mattes, this burgundy right here, made me fall in love with the brand. This color story is fantastic. One of my favorites. Then we have Mothership number 6, Midnight Sun. And here's what this one looks like. I really like it. In particular, this brown matte and this mustardy color right here. And then these are fantastic as well. This one's kind of middle of the range for me. It's a beautiful palette, but I don't feel like it's in my top ones from Pat McGrath. I still really love it though. For the nudie pinky lovers, this right here is what did it, okay? This is Mothership number 7, Divine Rose. And this one kind of changed the trajectory in which Pat McGrath was going, because you just saw the incredible color stories she was creating up until this one, and this one also has an incredible color story. The issue is the next 4 palettes she released after this one was so successful that she also made pink palettes out of the rest of them, and at some point we needed a break from the pinks. So take a look right here. This is Mothership number 7, Divine Rose, a beautifully rosy color story with incredible romantic shades. I love this mauvey color. I love this brown to darken up things, and these right here are fantastic as well. No hate towards this palette ever. It's one of my top ones. I absolutely love it, but I understand when people say everything after Divine Rose was pink, and it's kind of true. So this was Mothership number 7, and Mothership number 8 was Divine Rose 2, because we just had to keep going with the Divine Roses. This one has a bit of a bolder rose color story with some warmer shades like this transition. This is a stunning matte burgundy, and these colors here are incredible. My favorite, this gold, because I just love the glimmery shimmery golds from Pat McGrath. Not golds, shades in general. The glimmery shimmery ones that are kind of translucent. Oh, I love them. Then we got Mothership number 9, which I never said I was one to complain about the pinks. This one's pretty pink and I love it. This one is called Utopian Dream. I love the box for this one, and I really love the color story of it as well. Take a look right there at what the inside of this one looks like. I am a big fan, big fan of these shades right here. I love them, and then they are so beautifully complemented by the mattes in the palette. This is a fantastic palette. I also love that gold. So good. This is definitely one of my top Pat McGrath palettes right here. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to do a ranking of my Pat McGrath palettes. It's been at least 2 years since I did a ranking. I believe the last time I did a ranking I had 10, and now I have 12. So I could re-rank them for you. If you're interested, just let me know in the comment section below. Next we have Moonlit Seduction right here, which was Mothership number 10. And this one's not as pink as the ones I just showed you. This one had a bit more gold shades to it. I honestly really like this one as well. In particular, this color is everything, okay? Such a special shade. I absolutely love it. And then this palette also has incredible matte. I wish that we had a more neutral matte to go with this brown rather than just these very colorful ones, because that would make this palette even better in my opinion. Then we have Mothership number 11 right here, which was kind of a lie because it looks so beautifully purple and I was expecting it to be purple and it really wasn't. This one's called Sunlit Seduction. And here is what it looks like. I like this one. I like these toned down mattes right here. I think they go so well with that burgundy, and I really like these shades, in particular these 3. Not complaining, I just really wish it was more purple than it is, since the box kind of indicates that it's going to be a purple palette and we have one purple shade. And then last but certainly not least, this right here, this is Mothership number 12, the newest Pat McGrath palette. It irks me incredibly that the box is not aligned, because it's the only box that it's not aligned from everything I just showed you. Look at how weird her nose looks. Anyways, this is called Petal palette. It came out just a few months ago. And out of all of my Mothership palettes from Pat McGrath, I've done 5 Looks 1 palettes with each one of the ones I've mentioned until this one. I didn't do a 5 Looks 1 palette with this one because I just wasn't inspired to do it. Here's what the color story looks like. And my main issue with this one is I don't feel like these mattes go with the green matte, and I need something to blend down the green a little bit. I don't know, I also don't love the shades of green. I don't feel like they go with the shades of mauve that were chosen for this one. I have a tough time picturing looks with it. I believe I created 2 looks when I first reviewed it, but past those, I have a tough time picturing me doing a 5 Looks 1 palette with this one, which is why I never did it. So not one of my favorites, unfortunately. This right here is Mothership number 12. And so that is my current entire Pat McGrath collection. That was a lot, I know. And I actually have some numbers for you, some statistics, including how much I've spent on every single item I just showed you, which is a lot of money. So let's go back to before we talked eyeshadow palettes, when I was showing you the concealers and foundation and blushes and lipsticks and all of that. I ended up telling you about 58 products. 58 products total. And when I added up how much those 58 products were, every lipstick, every lip liner, every blush and bronzer, I added up the prices of each item, and that came out to be $2,182 divided by 58, an average price of $37.60. I don't know why I did that math, but I did it. So that was 58 products total, and that was before we got into the eyeshadow palettes. Now you saw I had a ton of eyeshadow palettes, exactly 50 actually, to be specific. I had 50 palettes total. The average price of the palettes definitely a lot higher. Mothership palettes are $128. We had a lot of palettes that were $62 and $65, etc. $75 for the holiday ones. So the average price for the eyeshadow palettes was $74.26. The total price for the palettes, was $3,531, which is a lot of money. And that brings the grand total for how much I have spent on Pat McGrath Labs products, not including products I've gotten rid of and products I have fully finished, which is quite a few, not including those. That brings the total to $5,713. Oh my god, oh my god. Keep in mind, it's been years of me collecting Pat McGrath products, years of me bringing you reviews and creating tutorials, etc. But that's still a lot of money. I truly don't know what prompted me to expose myself like that, but I did think it was a fun idea to create a video in which I'm showing you every single Pat McGrath item I own. Pat McGrath being one of my favorite brands to review and do videos with and collect. In particular, because I have paid for every single thing myself. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you want me to do the Natasha Denona version of this, because that is another brand that I have a lot of and none of it was gifted to me. So let me know down below in the comment section if you want a Natasha Denona collection video with a price amount at the end. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching today's video. I cannot wait to read your comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.